It's Dega, baby. We have a chance to win $50,000 and an RV this week. Hey, welcome back on into another episode of Winning Bets. I'm your host, Jason Mattis, as always. It's our weekly NASCAR show, so of course we're joined by William Blackwell. How's it going today, William?
It's going good. It's race weekend at Talladega. It's going to be a big unknown. I'm ready to talk about it.
Always is at these super speedways. Before we get into recapping Richmond, and then we'll also, of course, get into breaking down Talladega while we give away our picks for the chance to win $25,000 on a Jackpot Races. I've got to call myself out, but also give you a little congratulations. I don't know if the viewers, when I introduced to the show last week, I said Jason Mattis of William Betts. So congratulations, William. You've been on the show 2 times, and the show has already been named after you. It's William Betts. So yeah, that's some good stuff there. So yeah. As William said, so let's go ahead and talk about Richmond, though, for half a second here. It was the Toyota Owners 400. The Bowman, the showman, Alex Bowman, was able to get his car into victory lane there, take advantage of a late caution. What are some of your takeaways from the Richmond race there, William?
The Joe Gibbs cars, in my opinion, were really fast on the longer runs. However, the other teams, like Logano, he was all right on the longer runs, but the Hendrick cars, like Alex Bowman, he was up there for most of the race. The 10 car, Eric Amarola and Matt DiBenedetto at points in times. They were really good on a short run, and that's what the race came down to, and that's why we saw the 48 car Alex Bowman getting the victory lane, because he had a short run car, and on the other hand, the 11 car, the 22 car had a longer run car. So short run played key, and that's what prevailed the 48 car and put them in victory lane this past Sunday.
Yeah, Joe Gibbs Racing, they were dominant. They had 3 of their cars in the top 5, and then Kyle Busch finished 8th. So just a dominant performance there by that team. Obviously, Denny Hamlin, going ahead and winning both stages 1 and 2. That was really impressive there. It's just been the theme of his season, just been super consistent and up in that top 3, top 5 all season. I don't know about you, but I was really glad a caution came out. I mean, you had Hamlin and Logano battling there late, and it was, what was it, like 10 or maybe 11 seconds above everybody else. So I was glad to see that, caution come out and really tighten it up there. So, and as far as my viewers, I only gave away 1 NASCAR bet last week. I had William Byron to finish in the top 10, and that bet cashed nice and easily. Yeah, top 10 car all day long. Just a good race there at Richmond. All right, let's go ahead now and move it on over to Talladega. As you say, super speedway, 2.5-mile track. Cars be flying around this track at an excess of 200-plus miles an hour. But you said it, I think, a little bit earlier, the big unknown, tons of wrecks. I looked it up doing the contest there on the Fox Bet Super 6 at 56 cautions last year at Talladega. That's an absurd amount. What are some of the things you're looking forward to here at the race on Sunday?
Well, obviously, in 2021, NASCAR, we have seen tons of different winners. And the playoff system has 16 drivers, and right now we're at 9, if I'm not mistaken. And there's only 7 more spots to fill up. And I'm pretty sure, I can say this without a doubt, that you're going to see a first-time winner this season winning Sunday. And that's just going to make things 10 times interesting following this race. That's one thing I look at. But 2, the draft. The draft is so key. Anybody can win. JTG Daugherty racing cars can even win this race. Not like they don't get a chance at these mile and a halves, but they do at Talladega. So this is one thing I'm looking forward to. Ouch.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the winner of this track, I mean, I think it is going to be a first timer, and your big boys are going to hate that because it steals a playoff spot away. Like Michael McDowell, he's not a playoff driver, and he's going to go ahead and be in the playoffs, assuming there's not more than 16 winners so far this season. And then the big unknown. There are 2 racetracks that I don't give away any bets on my daily sports betting show. I don't touch Daytona, and I don't touch Talladega because it's the reasons you just said. It is the super unknown. Anything literally can happen, multiple wrecks, and yeah, I don't feel uncomfortable, from a betting perspective, putting money behind a big unknown. If I had to tell you, William, since 2018, just to let our viewers know how random this track is in Daytona, since 2018, which driver has the best active finish? Do you know?
At Talladega and Daytona, I would say probably Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
It is John Hunter Nemechek. Ain't nobody picking
Really?
that. That's what I'm saying. This is the big unknown, folks. So just caution everybody. I take all this show seriously, and I know William does as well. But from our season opening show, I had a little bit of fun with my selections. I had a little bit of fun with these selections because Talladega, Daytona are just the big unknown. But with that being said, let's jump on into it. It's over on the Jackpot Races where we can win $25,000. They give you 6 group of drivers. You got to pick the driver to finish best amongst the group, and then you got to give them a winner and a second place finish. We'll alternate. I'll go ahead and take Group 1 first, where we've got Hamlin. We got Hamlin, Kozlowski, Logano, Blaney, and Elliott. I went ahead and picked Chase Elliott. Look, he's got the second best average finish. He's got the second best driver rating. He did finish second at Daytona earlier this season, and my favorite number is 9. So I went ahead and took the number 9 car. What about you, William?
Well, when I look at the Daytona 500, the Penske cars were fast. The 12-car Ryan Blaney was involved in that early big one. So you really didn't see how fast he was in the later stages of that race. But, however, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano were going for the win on the back straightaway on the final lap, and they were just half a lap away from winning. So Penske has what it takes to win at these super speedways. So I'm going to pick either the 22 or the 2-car Brad Keselowski, but more likely the 2-car because he's just so good at Talladega. You just cannot count him out at any track, especially at these plate tracks. So I'm picking the 2.
Okay, there we go. All right, let's move it over to Group 2 where we've got Harvick, Kyle Busch, Truex, Larson, and William Byron. Who are you going to have in this one, William?
I'm going to have William Byron. William Byron and I share the same name, and I got to pick him. And plus, he's been really good at these plate tracks recently. He won his duel. He won last year at the Daytona Fall Race, and then he ran inside the top 10 in the Talladega Fall Race. So you really can't complain. Talladega is good. It's a good track for William Byron, and I'm expecting him to have a good run. And, William Byron is my pick.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take Kevin Harvick in this. Look, he's got the most top 5s, most top 10s, and most top 20s in amongst these group of drivers. He's led the most laps here at the super speedways amongst drivers in this group, and he finished 4th at Daytona. So I'll go ahead and take Kevin Harvick there for me. If we go ahead and now move it over to Group 3, where we've got Newman, Stenhouse Jr., Almirola, Bowman, and Kurt Busch, I'll go ahead and take Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I mean, at least he does have some pedigree, amongst these drivers. We've talked about the consistency last week where he'd been the only driver that finished in the top 20 amongst drivers in his group. He finished 18th in that February race, and he's got the best driver rating amongst drivers in this group. So go ahead and give me Ricky Stenhouse Jr. What about you there, William?
I really like the Stenhouse pick. Last year in the spring, he actually finished runner-up just a couple inches to Ryan Blaney. So I'm adding that out there, but Stenhouse is a great pick. But I am going to have to go with the 6-car Ryan Newman, the Rocket Man. He is really good at these plate races, and he's at a point in his career that he knows that with the equipment he has right now, his only chances of winning are at these plate tracks. So he's going to give everything he got to win this race, because if he wins it, that's a playoff spot, and that will be big. So I'm going to have the 6-car Ryan Newman with a great run.
The Rocket Man at the Super Speedway. Absolutely love that. Let's move it over now to Group 4, where we've got Dillon, Reddick, DiBenedetto, Bell, and Suarez. What about for you, William?
I'm going to pick Matt DiBenedetto. Matt DiBenedetto was so close in the fall last year to winning his first career race at Talladega. My gosh, he was just so close. Heartbreaking, and I like to see him do really good this Sunday. His luck in 2021 has been terrible, and he turned things around these last couple of weeks. I remember Atlanta inside the top 10, Bristol not so well, and then they go to Martinsville up and down, and Richmond. He was inside the top 10 for most of the race, and that caught my eye. So, yes, Matt DiBenedetto is someone that's going to be inside the top 10 this Sunday.
All right, for Group 4, go ahead and give me Austin Dillon. He finished 3rd in that February race at Daytona, but what I liked more about that is he was in the top 5 of both of the stages, of Stage 1 and Stage 2. So obviously, had a lot of success there at that Super Speedway there. Amongst these drivers, he does have the best average finish here at these tracks, the best driver rating at these tracks, and he can claim that he's got 1 win, 2 top 5s, and 4 top 10. So I'll go ahead and take Austin Dillon there for me. If we move it over now to Group 5, where we've got Preece, Wallace, Buescher, Custer, and McDowell, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Cole Custer. Look, he doesn't There's only one thing he does better than drivers that he's pinned up in this group, and that's driver rating. And the thing I like about that is driver rating takes out all the mechanical issues, all the wrecks, takes out all the unfortunate luck, and it looks at just how did you race, how did you race in those without the luck and fortunate. So he's got the best driver rating, and he finished 11th at Daytona. So I'll take Cole Custer. What about you?
I'm going to pick the 37 car of Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece, you got to remember, during the Daytona 500, we saw that big wreck, and it took out a lot of contenders. However, the 37 car was not in that big one, and he was up against the 11 car, the 18 car, the 20 car, a lot of big drivers. And he finished runner-up in stage one, and it caught my attention. He's a great plate racer, so I'm going to have to pick Ryan Preece. He has what it takes.
All right, there we go. In the last group, we'll let you start it off. You've got to pick between Chastain, Jones, Briscoe, LaJoie, and Alfredo. Who are you going to pick?
This is a really tough one here. I honestly like to go with Chase Briscoe, but his luck has been pretty bad. So I am going to have to go with the 43 driver, and that would be Eric Jones. Eric Jones, he won at Daytona in 2018, and he has what it takes to win at these plate races. And I just think he's going to have to turn things around. And what better place would be to have a good running at Talladega? That's a great track for him. So Eric Jones, yes, he finished inside the top 10 last year, if I'm not mistaken, in the spring race. He was going for the win, but the 38 car, for some reason, put him in the wall, and it ended his chance. So Eric Jones.
Okay, good pick there. I do like the Eric Jones. I had it narrowed down based on kind of the research and stuff to Chastain and Briscoe. I literally flipped a coin, and it landed on Briscoe. So go ahead and give me Briscoe, who finished 19th there at Daytona earlier this season. All right, we got to give him a winner in a second place. Why don't you go ahead and take first there, William?
My winner for this Sunday is going to be no other than the JTG Daugherty Racing driver, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has 2 career victories at plate tracks in the NASCAR Cup Series. He won both of those races in 2018 or 2017, my bad. He won at Talladega, the GEICO 500, and he won the Coke 0400 at the Daytona International Speedway. And since then, his luck has been up and down. Either he's having a good showing or he's involved in a big wreck. And this time around, I think he gets the job done and wins his first career race with his new team, JTG Daugherty Racing. That will be big. But finishing runner-up to him will have to be the 2 car of Brad Keselowski. I think you're going to see lots of big wrecks Sunday, but I don't think these 2 drivers will get involved. And, yes, Keselowski finishes runner-up to Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
All right, excellent picks there. I've got one of those drivers here in my top 2, but I don't have Ricky Stenhouse winning it. Who I've got winning it? I've got Cole Custer winning it. When you look at these super speedways, we know drafting's super important and teaming up, whether you team up with, a driver not in your team or teammates. And I let you like Stewart-Haas Racing. I think they're a good team. I think they collaborate really well there on these super speedways. So amongst the Stewart-Haas guys, I'll go ahead and take Cole Custer. Hopefully he can avoid, obviously, the wrecks, and he'll be the one that is pushed to the front there. So I've got Cole Custer winning it. And then I'm with you there on Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I do think he has a strong performance on Sunday. So I went ahead and slid Ricky Stenhouse there on into second place is how I rounded it out. All right, so those are going to be our picks there for the $25,000 on Jackpot. William, go ahead and tell people what you've got going on your channel and tell them about the Pick 5 contest.
On my channel, I'm doing a thing called a Pick 5 contest. All you're going to have to do is go down below to the comment section of my Pick 5 contest video and type in who you think will finish in the top 5. If you go 5 for 5, you get an autographed hero card or card of your choice. I got Richard Petty. I got Clint Boyer. I got Casey Kane. I got a lot of big drivers. And if you go 4 for 5, you get an unsigned hero card. And I pretty much can say this without hesitating. I got every driver in NASCAR right now. So you got a lot of options to choose from. Just comment in my video your top 5, and who knows, you might win a prize.
Yep, and to go along with that great Pick 5 contest that he does every week, obviously William's putting out great NASCAR stuff, so make sure you go check out his content, previewing every race, breaking down every race, really good depth analysis that you can get from William over his channel. Of course, in this video description, I'll link his channel, I'll link his Twitter information so you can easily get to William's stuff and check out that great content. All right, those are our picks for the $25,000. We'll go ahead and let William drop, and then I'll go ahead and do the $10,000 contest on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. But come back next week, and William Blackwell and I will do it all over again. Enjoy Sunday's race on, William.
You too, buddy. See you.
See ya. So there you guys have it. Those are our picks on the jackpot races for a chance to win $25,000. Let's move it over now to the Fox Bet Super 6 app where we can win another $25,000 and we can win an RV. You guys remember how this game goes. They just give you 6 simple questions and all you have to do is answer all 6 questions and you can win that RV and you can win that $25,000. So with that being said, let's jump on into it. Question 1 is which driver is going to have the best finishing position? I'll go ahead and say Brad Keselowski. Look, I really liked William Blackwell's analysis on why he liked Brad Keselowski this week, so I will go ahead and say Keselowski for me. Who's going to lead the most laps? I'll go ahead and say Denny Hamlin. Look, he starts this race there on the pole, so therefore he can at least control the start and at least get one opportunity where we know it's not a guarantee that he'll lead the first lap, but it's a pretty good probability that he'll lead the first lap, given that he can control the start of that, and then hopefully he can lead enough to where he'll lead the most laps after stage 2. Question 3 is how many cautions are there going to be? And I actually misspoke earlier when I was talking there with William Blackwell. I had my notes mixed up. There were not 56 cautions in the race last year. There were only 8 cautions last year in 2022. What there were 56 of, I had my notes, there were 56 lead changes, which, again, when we were talking there with William Blackwell, it just really talks about the unpredictability of this race. You're not going to go to another racetrack other than these super speedways and have 56 lead changes. So, yeah, anything can happen here. But in terms of cautions, there were 8 last year. I'll go ahead and say 4. So go ahead and give me 4. Question 4 is asking about lead changes, and it will say how many lead changes will there be. Well, again, there were 56 of them last year, so I'll go ahead and say 42 plus. I like that number there of 42 plus. Question 5 is which manufacturer will have the most cars in the top 10? I'll go ahead and say it'll be a tie there for the top 10 finishes. And then question 6 is which team will have the best finishing position? I'll go ahead and give it to Stewart-Haas Racing there. We'll have the best finish amongst these teams. So that's how I'll do it there for a chance to win $25,000 and an RV on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. And overall, those are our picks overall for a chance to win $50,000. Thanks for hanging out this week on our weekly NASCAR show. Come back next week. We'll break down how this Talladega race unfolded, and we'll preview next week's race. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.